I'm reporting live in front of the second Bareburger. It's the first Bareburger chain franchise. It's located at LaGuardia Place in Manhattan. And the breaking news is that FRAUDBURGER beta release is canceled. The New York City Indymedia website is down. The main Indymedia.org website is also down. As far as I know, a few Indymedias are still up. I haven't been able to check all of them. But Binghamton, New York is up, and that's where I'll probably go with the Alpha version. So again, FRAUDBURGER Revealed beta release is canceled, going straight to Alpha. Any updates will be made in the comment sections here. The Los Angeles Indymedia website is working, Portland, Oregon is working, and San Francisco Bay Area, indybay.org is working. As far as I know for now, I'll be updating the rest in the comment section on YouTube. So I took some notes for the release of the Bareburger Fraud Beta, and I'll just elaborate on them for you right now. Stavroulakis versus Pelekanos. This is a lawsuit you want to know about. If you're interested in the story, it's on justia.com. You can look it up yourself. There's a lawsuit for the ownership. I checked. The justia.com search engine doesn't work that well. So if you put Bareburger or Pelekanos into the search engine, you won't find anything. But if you go on Google or Bing and type Pelekanos Justia, then you'll find 4 different lawsuits besides Stavroulakis versus Pelekanos. So it's not the first time they've been sued, but apparently the founding members have tried to oust one of the original members. Again, the news is they sell food as all natural and organic when it has artificial chemicals, sucralose in the diet soda, sodium benzoate in the fountain soda, and all the bread, the buns and the bread they toast, uses enriched flour. It has synthetic vitamins, thiamine mononitrate. What you need to know. So look at Bareburger's main activity on Facebook. They use a bully tactic. They treat protesters as complainers. They corner them alone, remove them from the public eye, compartmentalize communication, candy coat the poison. It may look discreet, it may look natural, but if you read the comments when someone complains, they always ask to handle it privately. And I've dealt with them privately before, and they're out and out liars. They'll lie to you, they'll lie right about you to your face, or directly to you in writing. So the synthetic vitamins in enriched flour, that's the FDA's revolving door. People know they're synthetic vitamins. So if you don't know about the revolving door at the FDA, it's all over the internet. It's really easy to look up. Just put into any search engine, FDA revolving door. And it's the revolving door with Monsanto, Pfizer, other big pharma and big agro companies. And it goes back to the Rockefeller chemical companies. Lucky Eftichios, Euripedes Pelekanos' brother, Jimmy. His name isn't Jimmy, it's Euripedes. Jimmy's just a nickname. It's not short for James, short for Eftichios. In Greek, Eftichios means lucky. Euripedes means good throw, in case you're wondering. But he's Lucky Pelekanos, and that's what I'll be calling him from now on. So, ethics is to morality as logic is to reason. Ethics is a system of morality. Bareburger claims to be an ethical company. They're not. They're in fraud. They're in tax fraud. They're in fraud on the food and beverage. Ethics is a system of morality, and logic is a system of reasoning, and that's why I wanted to bring that up. Hunches and inductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning is when you say if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, it's probably a duck, but it may not be a duck, and that's why I say it's probably a duck. So I call them international criminals. I might be wrong about that. I could use that semantically, but you have to know, and I have not been able to confirm what are the ingredients in their food and beverage products abroad. But they are on 4 continents. And again, if they're criminals here, it stands to reason that they're criminals there. So that would be inductive reasoning. That was a hunch. I cannot prove that. But the evidence is plain as far as what's going on in America. So hermetic logic is the logic that goes in circles. That's when people can't admit they're wrong. And that's the 5th step of any 12-step recovery program, is to know how to admit you're wrong. If you can't admit when you're wrong, then you go back to step 2, which is that you have to admit that you're insane. So I can admit I'm wrong. I don't know that I'm wrong or if I'm wrong. So I may have used inductive reasoning, but I'm not going to fall into hermetic logic as far as the claims of them being international criminals is concerned. Just because I said it's true doesn't make it true. So if you repeat that, know that. Systemic versus systematic. Systemic means that it is of the system. Systematic means that it is by the system. So the problem is systemic. Police eat at Bareburger. They have not done their diligence. They think they're eating all natural food. They're not. Again, the burger is not an organic burger. The bread is not even all natural. It has synthetic vitamins. They're artificial chemicals. Thiamine mononitrate is a prime candidate. You can look up enriched flour. The long story is they strip the 11 natural vitamins out of it, and they put 5 artificial chemicals in it and call them synthetic vitamins. So again, this is of the system. It is systemic. News reporters have reported on how great Bareburger is. They have not done their diligence. All they have to do is read the label. Any reporter that doesn't know about thiamine mononitrate is a fraud. And that's a big thing to know the difference between a fraud and a fraudster. A fraud, all a person has to do to be a fraud is believe a lie, repeat the lie. A fraudster actively engages in lying to take people's money. And that's what the Pelekanos brothers are doing, Euripedes and Lucky. So their work is systematic. They are systematically fraudsters. They do it by a system. The problem is of the system that the laws on fraud have not been enforced, but it is by their system that the crimes are being committed, and of the system that the laws are not being enforced. So no innovation, the attacker's advantage. The logistics S-curve. You got to put in a lot in the beginning to get it started with little payoff, but if you stick with it, it takes off like a logistics curve, the S-curve. Put in and keep putting in and keep putting in, and then the payoff comes. It'll level off, and normally that's enough. If you want to keep going, you keep putting in, and it'll take off again. But innovation follows an S-curve, and that's what we have to do here to stay one step ahead of the fraudsters and fix our system. So while the laws are not being enforced right now, there are other ways you can do it yourself. You can make a sign. Protest. I'm here at the second Bareburger ever, and there are several Bareburger locations around New York City. I made myself a sign. I used to work at Bareburger. I got an inside reporter. So wear your Bareburger shirt. Tell them it's FRAUDBURGER. Print up flyers. I got a folder full of flyers here, and here's one, and it says pretty much the same thing as the poster. Know who they are. If you have a Bareburger in your city, there aren't that many, but in New York there's over a dozen, and that's why this is a New York issue. The organic market has been under attack for a long time, and contact the authorities. You got to know who the proper authorities are. There's been dispute. NYPD doesn't want to take any responsibility, but I don't know if they understand the embarrassment of them eating there. I know at least one franchise where the police eat regularly. I'm going to go to that precinct and give them a flyer and let them know. If they're not being audited yet, they're going to be audited. It's after April 15th now. And I'll post the numbers. I'm going to put up the number for headquarters, Bareburger headquarters. I'll put up the number for New York City Police headquarters, the District Attorney's Office Financial Fraud Bureau. We need these laws to be enforced, and they persist in fraud. Their fraud is systematic, and the problem is systemic, that the law is not being enforced. So please help. All right. Thanks.